China's both an adversary, but also a potential partner in the international community if it's following the rules. We are going to insist that China plays by the same rules as everybody else.
One of the president's toughest foreign policy challenges as he heads back to the White House is China. Wall Street Journal's Bob Davis joins us now from Beijing. Bob, good morning.
Good morning.
So just to set the stage here for folks, we re-elected a president, and the Chinese are getting a new president coming up. Is there anything, Xi Jinping, should we expect anything different from his China than we got out of Hu Jintao's?
Well, I mean, that is the big question, of course. Under Hu Jintao, the reform effort sort of ground to a halt on economic matters. With Xi, he seems to be a bit more pragmatic, a lot more comfortable with business and in dealing with the West. So the hope is that he'll make a push to get the market-oriented liberalization moving again, but it's just a hope.
Okay, meanwhile, for the United States, really our military position in the Pacific is a particularly sensitive issue. How come? What are the big issues that face U.S.-China relations in that regard?
Well, I mean, you know, we're looking at it from the U.S. perspective. Look at it from the Chinese perspective. They're a large and growing power. They have a huge seacoast, and who is the only power out there that can potentially challenge it? It's the United States. There's a lot of territory under the sea that is disputed because claims go back to colonial era and before that. And those areas in the South China Sea are supposed to be rich in minerals and oil. And so it's just a big, puzzle board of conflicting claims. And that's only one of the conflicts they have there. And so China would like to, mine for more resources, and the U.S. is there as a way to help those smaller neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Now, Bob, just briefly, my last question really is, the economic ties run so deep between the U.S. and China at this point that it's fair to expect that any kind of conflicts would be resolved fairly quickly before they got to any sort of military confrontation, or no?
Oh, that is certainly the expectation. I mean, it would be disastrous for both sides if it ever led to military confrontation. I think, certainly the U.S. understands that, and so does China. I mean, there are things that the Chinese, hold incredibly dearly. I mean, the question of Taiwan. I mean, that's not a big issue now, but that is something that would throw economic considerations overboard. So it's you would think that it's strong enough that the ties would withstand anything, but it's not as clear as that at all.
Okay. Bob Davis from Beijing, thanks so much for joining us this morning.